Hey everybody, so today I just wanted to go through collecting miscellaneous vintage Star Wars items. There's a lot of crazy different stuff out there that they made. They make fun of it in Spaceballs with the yogurt being like, "Oh, Spaceballs did this, Spaceballs did that," and it's super funny because yes, they did. They made just all sorts of crazy random stuff. But today I wanted to go through just some of the random stuff that I found, and most of the stuff I've found for practically nothing. I think the most I spent on any of this is probably this costume that we'll get to later. But to start with, some of the weird old broken stuff. There was a mini vehicle, maybe metal diecast series that they put out, and this is one of them. But this one's all busted. I basically got this thing for free. It's a Luke Slant Speeder with C-3PO, and also from that series is I've got the Y-wing fighter. This one's complete with the Top Gun, so that was pretty sweet. Millennium Falcon. This one is not complete because I'm missing the radar dish. That's supposed to plug in right here, but it's still pretty cool. Falcon is pretty good shape. No major wear or anything besides the missing radar dish. Got this in a random lot. Just a TIE bomber. Not quite sure what it's supposed to do. It looks like there's some sort of mechanism of some sort, but I never really got into that to check it out. And then also the Boba Fett Slave 1. I guess there's a couple different versions of this, but this one obviously had some yellowing on the plastic. I think there's like a technique to take that away, but haven't tried it. Haven't had enough time. But other than that, we got these other cool vehicles, and these are like supposed to be like battle action vehicles, or they have like breakaway features. But this one's cool because it actually even comes with a little TIE fighter pilot inside. He's super tiny, you can't really see, but basically, you're playing with your stuff and blah, blah, flying around, and then you hit the button, and then blah, the stuff just kind of falls apart like that. And then it kind of pops back into place, or it's supposed to, but just like a weird rubber band mechanism with a button. And as well as that, I have the Snowspeeder version. So this one's pretty cool. Push the button and it all falls apart. Oh, battle damage! And the only problem with this one is it doesn't really snap back into place the way it should. So you kind of have to set it yourself. But still, it's kind of cool. It's complete. I never really see this in package or otherwise anywhere. And other very random stuff you find here. Well, I got the old Atari game, Empire Strikes Back. Found that somewhere for like a couple of bucks. And this weird little die-cast Darth Vader. It's from 1982. And I think it was part of the miniature series that they had, maybe, or whatever else. Those old Star Wars miniatures. And then other funky stuff you can find is, like, I've got this nightlight from the Star Wars store. It's 1983. Still has its cardboard, so that's pretty cool. But I plugged it in and it actually still works, so that's pretty awesome. Other stuff I got from the same is like an old viewfinder thing, and it came with these like cartridges that you plug into it. These cartridges it's like a viewfinder, but like loaded into a weird cartridge, and you plug it in, and I guess you're supposed to. I don't know, you look at it through this way. Yeah, you look at it through this way. As you wind the thing, it does different little action scenes, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of like a little movie reel in here. Kind of goes through, looks like the X-Wing battle in the first movie. I go to the Death Star, and the faster you go, faster. Oh yeah, so this is the first scene here of the movie, episode 4. Yeah, it just goes through different cool little scenes, and the key is this little thing on the top is where the light comes in. So as long as you have some light shining into that thing, you can see into it. And there's a little focus on the side, so just in case it looks a little blurry, you can focus it in. And I had a second cartridge for that thing, and I guess there's multiple cartridges, but I only have 2. That's just how I got it. Other funny things you can find. Well, I got this pair of shoelaces, Return of the Jedi shoelaces. These are from 1983. The package is a little smashed up bubble, but it's still cool that they're sealed and packaged still. As well as napkins. These are party napkins from Empire Strikes Back. These are from 1980, but they're still in the package, which is cool. I mean, how often do you find old party napkins from 1980 still in the package? It's got the Empire Strikes Back sticker on there, and if you get real close, you can see it says 1980. Other than that, and of course they had school supplies. All the school supplies from back then, and mostly came out Return of the Jedi, I guess. But here's a pair of scissors that I found at a shop for real cheap. And these are from 1983, so that was pretty cool. And then a pencil pouch. Got the Return of the Jedi pencil pouch. 1983 as well. Featured cool art with Luke, and then what's the last? Oh, and a ruler. 1983 ruler, which is cool because it's got the different characters on it: Royal Guard, Jabba, Bib Fortuna, Gamorrean Guard, 3PO, Luke, Yoda, and Vader. So that's pretty sweet. It's still its original package with the sticker still on it. And one of the weirder things I found, though, was this old Empire Strikes Back. And some people might think, oh, it's a laser disc. But no, it's not a laser disc. It's actually a weird cartridge that they called, what's it called? It says on here, Capacitance Electronic Disc System. So this was like a cartridge, like an old hard disk, floppy disk, whatever, for an old computer. And you would plug it into a machine. Like, I would assume you would slide it in to the machine, and it would kind of play like a disc like that. But you can't open this. It's like a hard case. And whatever the movie is in, whatever disc is in there is what would play the movie. So that's pretty crazy. And beyond that, there's soaps. I don't think I have all the soaps, but this is a few of them, and these are pretty cool. So like Luke Skywalker soap. You have Yoda soap. That'd be cool if they came out with a new Baby Yoda soap. That'd be sweet. Darth Vader. This one seems to be a little bit worn somehow. I don't know if I could like heat it up and melt it just slightly to make that kind of go back to black. I'd probably mess it up though. And then Princess Leia in the white soap. And these are all from 1981. So that's pretty cool. It's still in the original boxes. And then this I actually had as a kid. This is a cassette tape. And it was like, I guess, learning your ABCs. So it would go through the different ABCs and stuff with the different attributed characters and machines that go with that letter. And then on the back side, it was colors and shapes. But I remember listening to this as a kid. This is the only thing I had, Star Wars, when I was a kid, for whatever reason. I never had seen the movies as a child. And then also, I got these, bought this about last year. It's a Dixie Cups. And these Dixie Cups are from 1983. And this is actually a full carton, completely full to the brim of these Dixie Cups. And what's cool about the Dixie Cups is they all have different, things on them. So here's Han Solo and Leia, Han and Carbonite. We got Yak Face, and 3PO, and 3Es. Let's see, this is a B-Wing. We got Yoda and Luke. Another Leia Howard Carbonite. Let's see how many different ones there were. I don't know if that was... Oh, here we go. Yeah, those are all repeats. There's Vader, some Royal Guards. Maybe that's one of the harder ones to find in here. Oh, a Slave Leia, Jabba. That's pretty sweet. Let's see. Oh, Imperial Shuttle. We'll dig a little deeper. See what else we can find. Might be all just the same. So we can find any different ones. Oh, here we go. That one's cool. We got the Bounty Hunters. There's Boba Fett. And what's that? Vizam. Or one of the Niktos and Bosk. Over, yeah. Let's see. I don't know if that was all the different variations it had. It looks like there's some more on the pictures. If I could find those in here. Yodas. I don't know, maybe just randomly packed which cups you got. So far, it looks like all the same cups. I think the only one I haven't seen so far is one that's on the package. And it's got Ewoks. Let's see. Looks like these are all the same. Another Boba Fett. Yak face. Yeah. Not seeing the Ewok one. We'll have to dig a little deeper at some point. See what other ones I could find. But yeah, I think that might be all the different variations of cups that are actually in there right now. But yeah, it's filled all the way. It's got 2 full stacks of these things. And you can't find these anywhere. You know, people use these and then they just threw them out automatically. They're just like, done with my Dixie cup. You know, nobody really cared about recycling back then. So that's why you don't find a lot of this stuff out there. Unless people just like bought it and then set it and forgot it. Then I wanted to get into this. This was cool. This is a Stormtrooper costume. Ben Cooper. 1977 Stormtrooper costume. We'll open this up. It still has the plastic on the window, but it's just like loosely hanging on there. But the masks, you know, they're like old and cheap and kind of creepy. But it's still in like good condition. Not really busted up by any means. And still got the string attached. So that's pretty funny. You know, a lot of kids back then, they would, this kind of costumes they would have. What's weird is they didn't have like the actual outfits, like the Stormtrooper armor looking outfits. They had these weird vinyl fronts with the pictures. And of course, this costume's all dirty and maybe I gotta bust out the bleach and try to clean it or something. But this is the kind of front that would come on the front of the costume, so it wasn't actually looking like Stormtrooper armor. I don't know if any of you all collect any random vintage Star Wars stuff that doesn't include the figures, but I like to find, you know, weird little things like this that's not the figures, because most people, when they think about collecting vintage Star Wars, all they think about is the figures. Me, I like to find the weird abstract stuff, you know, just other old random stuff that they made at the time that you don't really see too often. And, you know, I've never spent any real money on any of this stuff. It's always just cheap, but as well, I wanted to show some, you know, this is an old series of toys that was called, what are these called again? The name is escaping me right now, but I had a bunch of them. I sold some on eBay, but for some reason right now the name is escaping me. They're cool because they had these holograms, and on their playset, there was like a big playset you could get. The playset had all these holograms on it too, so that was pretty cool. As well as these, I had a couple of these as a kid because they were cheap. You could find them for basically nothing in stores, and they always were cool because the hologram. And also, another cool thing that they had back then was these Rock Lords. Now, I got this from Star Wars Store a long time ago, 1986, and these Rock Lords. And basically, they're robots that would change into rocks, and it was kind of a thing onto the GoBots and Transformers and all that. But yeah, they were pretty sweet. And there were some other ones that you can find. I always wanted the Gold Nugget one, and this one, and a couple of these other ones. But this is the only one that I have anymore. Actually, I think I have 1 or 2 loose somewhere, but I'm not quite sure where they are right now. But yeah, just want to show you some things, talk about some things, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Like and subscribe.